Hey everybody, and welcome back to Let's Play Call of Duty 1. So last time we stormed Breakcore Manor and had a really fun time on some rich guy's property. And now we're going to be doing that again, where we kind of go off the historical rails, but we're going into a big-ass French chateau to rescue a few prisoners of war. And on this noble journey with me is...
Hey everybody, it's the Last Robokai here, and we all know I like to go completely and utterly off the rails, so this is going to be fun. I'm looking forward to this. There's nothing I enjoy more than going off the historical track. I mean, most of my knowledge regarding World War II history is the Australian history, and that's never in video games anyway, so for all I know, the Americans all rode unicorns.
You know what? You can start telling us a little bit more about that. Like I remember you mentioned a Battle of Thermopylae where the Australians redid the whole 300 thing. Only they said fuck dying and didn't die.
Well, yeah, as I always tell people, Anzacs 1, Spartans 0. There was a conflict, I think it was in the earlier stages of World War II, where allies had to hold out and on the retreat against some Axis forces, and the Anzacs did the rearguard, which is the Australian-New Zealand Army Corps, as Australia and New Zealand didn't really have the numbers to do anything but be combined operators. And I believe it was a New Zealand officer who, when they hunkered down, famously said, "Well, here we bloody well are, so here we'll bloody well stay." And they managed to successfully form their rearguard and then pull back without getting wiped out, unlike the Spartans. So there you go. Don't be naked and have guns.
Don't be naked and have guns indeed. And on that awesomely manly note, let's go ahead and get started.
First platoon, listen up. Sergeant Moody owes me $50 because it looks like Operation Overlord was a success. Our British and Canadian friends took most of their objectives. And except for Omaha, all the beach landings went pretty smoothly. The airborne was misdropped everywhere, but the men formed mixed units and accomplished most of the airborne D-Day objectives. I am extremely proud of all of you. As you know, Sergeant Moody and Privates Elder and Martin broke through German lines to get word to battalion headquarters. If it wasn't for their success, HQ probably would not have sent the reinforcements that helped us hold St. Mary-Glise. At headquarters, Moody, Elder, and Martin were assigned to silence a German battery at Breakcore Manor and faced an entire platoon of Germans with only a handful of men. Well, it seems that someone at command noticed your actions. Our unit has been detached from the rest of the 101st so that it can be used for some special missions behind enemy lines. I suggest that you brush up on your German, gentlemen, and enjoy your R&R while you can.
Rip Elder.
Fucking Moody betting $50 that we were all gonna fucking die. That's so typical.
Yeah, that's exactly like Moody. This is our intro. We're going to break in and get a couple of British officers, a Captain Price and a Major Ingram, out of a prison chateau.
There's an MG-42 on the left, with a guardhouse on the right. They didn't spot me.
Let's hope. Captain Price and Major Ingram?
Probably in the big house up the road.
Martin, you take point and knock out that 42. Harding and Brooks, go get the truck. Meet us at the front of the chateau. Everyone else, follow Martin. Move!
If I'm not mistaken, isn't Price a famous name in Call of Duty games?
Yes, and this is the gentleman who started it.
Oh boy.
We'll be meeting him today.
The legend begins. I just love the continuity of Call of Duty games in that regard. Just get the gameplay elements they introduced, the characters they've introduced. It really is it has really earned it sort of its blockbuster status, even if we all make fun of how it's the iterations have gone.
You'll immediately see why he's kind of a big thing. I mean, just the way he looks is really amazing.
Let me guess, the Germans don't have him trapped. They're all just too terrified to move and he's staring at them.
He's got a mustache that would probably strangle any German that put a hand on him.
Sagen Sie dem Kommandostab, wir greifen an. Sie sollen Verstärkung schicken. Abteilen! Feldwebel, übernehmen Sie mit...
So, those of you at home may have recognized the BAR there. The BAR was a absolutely fantastic gun for the Americans in World War II, and it is an absolutely fantastic gun here.
I'd just like to say that German soldier was doing a fine job guarding the corner of the barracks.
I still have no idea what the hell that dude was doing. He was just sort of standing there, and I was just like, okay, that can't be it. That can't be it. And then that dude was, and it wasn't it.
He was having a leak. It seems to be what all the Germans we get to drop on are doing.
I guess so. At least that guy had the presence of mind to have his weapon in his hand while he was taking a leak. That first guy didn't.
Oh dear, it's a bad day to be a truck full of Germans.
Very many situations like this, I just resort to throwing grenades because there's no better thing to do.
Well, if the grenade fits, throw it. You can make an explosion fit into very many spaces.
Bombs fix a whole lot of problems.
Move it!
There's just so many ways you can get killed on that approach. I mean, there's just so many Germans with MP40s, and any one of those can just make total mincemeat out of you.
And so here we are at another overtaken, crazy French chateau.
Lots of rich French people are getting de-landed here. I would feel bad for them, but I don't.
It's actually interesting, the state of France after World War One. I read a lot about it, and I heard that, interestingly enough, aside from there being a few things for the Australians and the like who have lost a lot of lives in World War One, there's a lot of there's a lot of sort of memorial shrines for Canadians, because a lot of people don't talk about it, but Canada played an absolutely pivotal role in World War One, and an interesting thing to note is that Hitler made sure that a lot of these ones, particularly ones for the Canadians, weren't touched. Like, if they were, like, glorifying the defeat of the Germans in World War One, then yeah, they were torn down. But if they were actually just, memorials for soldiers who had died in World War One and, like, allies and stuff, then they were left there.
I wasn't aware of that. That's surprisingly human. Oh, potato masher!
Oh, that was beautiful. There's probably like two German speakers doing a let's play on the other side, and like they're talking about about how grenades solve a lot of problems that you can fit them everywhere.
Particularly the German potato mashers. I mean, they can fit all sorts of places a pineapple can't.
It's the alternate reality let's play of Call of Duty.
Grenade! Grenade!
I honestly wouldn't know how to tell half of these guys apart from one another. It's like the Germans are slightly...
Oh.
There, grab any docks, knock out their communications, then meet back up with us. Sergeant Moody and I will find Price and Ingram.
Well, I would have been able to tell he was on the other side.
So, this part, a lot of gamers hate this part, and I don't blame them. You now have to clear out, like, 3/4 of this chateau yourself, and your only help are these two Americans, and both of them are mortal.
And both of them are hiding.
Well, I don't blame them. I would too. Also, this area sucks. I mean, I looked at that hallway and I was just like, oh, there's got to be a dude over there. And my advance here is incredibly sloppy, but I didn't see that many better options.
Yeah, well, you've completely ruined the real estate value of this place.
Oh, I'm gonna do a hell of a lot more than that before I'm done here.
Oh boy, we're gonna get to blow up the chateau.
Not the entire chateau, but there's going to be plenty of explosions that go off in very expensive areas.
Hooray! Check your corners.
Check your corners!
Conway's got it.
Thank you, Conway.
Good old Conway. You can always rely on him, not that other lieutenant guy who's like red health.
Pacelli, I think his name is.
No, he's gonna be Bullet Holes McGee shortly.
Right away, Martin.
Also, something I guess a lot of people, probably don't get to see a whole lot more in games these days. Big old swastikas.
There's a lot of sensitivity around it for obvious reasons.
Well, I suppose I can understand. Like, for me, it just seems like, well, if you're going for historical accuracy, you've got to, got to recognize that this is a symbol they used. The bed sheets. Okay, that's going a little too far. That.
Yeah, the bed sheets.
All right, like he's got like a little Hitler doll as well that he snuggles up to. Like they've changed the sheets so that this guy could sleep with Nazi covers. That's. I'm sorry.
That, like I said, we're kind of going off the historical rails here.
I'm just waiting for Hitler to bust down a wall in like a cyborg suit.
This isn't Wolfenstein, though. Sometimes I wish it was. That was another area that scared the shit out of me because I forgot that he kicks that door open. I was just like, oh, right.
Well, it's certainly a way to let everyone know where you are. Oh boy. Ah, yes, the platform. I love it whenever, like, they set up things for people to just ragdoll off. I feel like that's just, like, a fundamental of video gaming. Oh, nice suit of armor. Teutonic?
This area definitely is showing a lot of wealth.
Oh, yeah, jeez. I'm surprised they aren't all in crates and the Nazis haven't buggered off with it yet. They had a bit of a habit of doing that.
There is no fucking cover in this room.
Oh, yeah.
I'm honestly extremely amazed that my allies haven't gotten their asses kicked yet. Oh, wait.
Oh well.
On that note,
Well, we knew he was going to bite it.
R.I.P. Pacelli.
I don't think there's anybody. Are there any illusions that he was going to be dead before the end of this chateau clearing run?
Again, I don't really remember a lot of details when I play these games, so I was just like, I think he didn't make it, but I don't exactly remember. Conway's still with us, though. You're a good guy, Conway.
You've just highlighted a whole bunch of death triggers for him.
I didn't say he's 2 days away from retirement.
And you did manage to get him to sit, like, you didn't ask him about that photo of his family that he's got. And he talked about his wife and his kid back home. Or his wife who's about to have a kid. I like they kneeled down in sync there as well.
The AI in this game sometimes pulls off some funny stuff. Also, seriously, God bless lean keys.
You can just pop back into cover instantly.
And they're just saving my ass so many times. Now, an interesting discussion came up in the thread where somebody who actually uses SMGs for a living called me out on my terrible accuracy discipline with SMGs in this game. And it's kind of interesting because in real life, if you just sort of wing somebody with an SMG, it's not exactly a good thing because they will fire back at you. I mean, they're panicked, they want to shoot back at you and kill the shit out of you. In Call of Duty, everybody who you wing just automatically takes their finger off the trigger. So, oh, damn it. Conway.
See, I told you about Death Trigger.
Damn it! Oh, man, I forgot that happened. I'm legitimately sad now.
Oh dear. Well, it looks like it's all the glory for you. You can,
If I can manage to do this, it really freaking sucks to be fighting alone.
Oh, is that some Nazi gold you can steal, or is that like a secret passage?
Right on the second guess.
That's a secret. Oh my god. They've installed a secret passage inside of a French chateau. That is so Wolfenstein.
There's more Nazi banners in here than anywhere else. Also a closed door that I'm instantly suspicious of.
Oh my god. That is...
Oh, man.
Ooh, even though they're coming, it's still quite a bit of...
Oh, my God. I forgot that second guy was there. He scared the piss out of me, and he scared the piss out of me just right now. I mean, that MP40 can just kill the shit out of you so quickly.
Foley.
He doesn't fuck around. He shot the dude twice and then just executed him.
And he's going down the other way. He's basically just gonna take care of everything for you.
I'm okay with this.
In you go, Moody.
I'll let Moody get in on the act, too.
Yep, Foley takes grenades to the face, no worries. He's a real American hero. He's not even using like a rapid-firing weapon either. He's just surrounding it.
And he's taking on all of these dudes with MP40s, and that's just A-okay by him.
Mm-hmm.
I was just like, that's an open door, it's gotta be worth something, and then I spied that German helmet through the crack in the door.
Sometimes that's all that keeps you, like, away from being horribly killed.
Don't stop now. Bryce and Ingram are behind these doors. Stand back, we're gonna blow them!
Of course, because blowing up things is what you do.
It's also purely American.
That's an interesting place to put one of those.
That is an MG42, and this is a grenade. You see that dude fly.
That is a very interesting place to put a machine gun in place. Obviously, he's just dragged it out of a crate when he heard all the fighting going on upstairs.
I would, you know, I mean, it's the best weapon in the place.
Yeah, well, you know, that's a great way to cover a door. The only way you were getting through is with a grenade.
Which I had.
Honestly, these guys probably could have been better served covering him, but, you know, this is why they lost the war, and also it's a video game.
Well, goodness me, Americans.
Check it out.
Oh dear.
It's Price.
That is a dapper mustache.
That is the mustache.
Made quite a racket, didn't you? That's quite all right. I can still walk.
Chin up and pip pip.
Captain Price, Captain Foley. Where's Major Ingram?
They moved him to a camp. Not to worry. I overheard.
This is not the only time we'll be seeing Captain Price either. He is basically the equivalent of Captain Foley for the British campaign.
So he'll order you to do absolutely stupid things and also catch every single bullet in existence with his face.
Yes, mostly. His orders are a little bit less stupid than Foley's, though there are one or two things that he tells you to do that are just awful ideas.
So he knows what flanks actually are and that they, you know, and calls out for them when they exist.
Yeah. The biggest thing is that there's one time he, when you are doing a defensive action, he makes a point of having you use a particular anti-tank emplacement, when it's probably about the most fatal thing you can do to try to use that tank emplacement. I'll talk about it more when we get to there.
Oh, well, yeah. I'm looking forward to you telling him to go fucking until the time comes.
I have a much better plan.
Fuck you and fuck your mustache, Captain Price. Oh god.
Mm-hmm.
All these shots to the face. Now I'm starting to jump whenever they happen.
Yeah. It's even worse because they're all SMGs. I mean, there's like no Kar 98Ks in here. They're all MP40s, and it's terrifying.
Let the heavily injured yet still somehow bulletproof guy take the lead.
It works for me. I still don't trust this place.
Gotta take a few souvenirs on your way out. You can't turn one of those paintings on the side and open up another secret Nazi radio room.
I wish. Not so much, though.
It just
Woo!
blows my mind that they thought they needed to have a secret radio room inside of this. It's like, if you properly defended it, you wouldn't need a secret room.
Sir. Excellent. Help Captain Price out the window. He's been hurt.
Yeah, throw him out the window. Bye, Price. Cheerio. Oh.
Woohoo!
Oh, okay.
No, we're out of here. Our job's done.
Let's pile in. We're getting out.
Captain, what about Major Ingram?
We'll be back for him. Get in.
So, obviously, we didn't get Major Ingram quite yet, but that is the next mission. We have a POW camp that we're going to now break into to get Major Ingram out.
Well, his moustache obviously is much smaller.
Yeah, he doesn't show up in any later Call of Duty games, so yes, much smaller.
Okay, Martin. We're about ready to ram the gate, with less than 10 minutes from your first shot to pull this off. Take any longer, they'll be sending someone to rescue us. You take out the front guards, concentrating on the machine gun nests. Once the gate is down, get in there and find the Major. Then rendezvous back at the truck.
Ah, sniping mission.
A little bit. You actually don't do too much sniping, but it does let you play around with the Springfield a little bit. Sniping is really overpowered in this game simply because the enemy's accuracy drops off precipitously at range.
Well, that seems about accurate. No pun intended.
Boom.
And you get 10 minutes to drop the hurt before enemy reinforcements arrive.
Right, and it's unfortunately very uninteresting. If you blow it, it just kind of fades out to what looks like the victory screen, but it's actually a death screen, and it's just like, you ran out of time, and it's just like, thank you, game.
Kind of a victory, kind of not. Somebody won, it just wasn't you.
Well, it says mission failed. It's what shows up when you die, but I tend not to die too much in this game. Matter of fact, through the entire American campaign here, I haven't had to reload due to dying at all. Later on, I imagine I will, but I haven't so far.
Yeah, it's the infamous British campaign.
Oh, God. Oh, gosh.
Yeah, they're just diving out everywhere at you now.
Diving out at me right as I'm pulling the mag away from my Thompson.
That's right, you got Captain Price and everybody else helping out.
No, the Captain Price isn't here. All of the Americans that I'm fighting with are mortal.
Oh, he's still in the truck. They're probably all privates too.
I think they are. I don't think the game makes a whole lot of distinctions between ranks on AI teammates. It is worth noting, though, that there are a lot more Kar 98K rifles in this prison camp than there were at the Chateau. So, you know, it's actually a little bit better for us as the Americans, because all we've got are Thompsons and BARs.
Also notice that fellow we kept had the old German officer cap. I don't think we ever got a chance to see any of those that close.
They actually do have about 5 or 6 different German models, so you're not always killing the same 3 Germans over and over again. So you will run into officers. I just waxed another one right there.
Yeah, I noticed when we were in the Chateau, one of the German soldiers looked like he was wearing more camo style gear than the rest. Which obviously didn't serve him too well in Walled Chateau, but you know.
Yeah, those are supposed to be more senior, like SS officers. They're much more likely to be carrying better weapons, and the one that one was carrying was the MP44. That is a beauty of a weapon that will get an introduction in the British campaign. I'll stop talking about it until we run through it there.
Only 5.
Yeah. Oh Christ! This is exactly the problem when you're running into what's effectively an urban combat situation like this. You can just get flanked so easily.
So many different paths of assault.
Cover me!
The enemy knows where you are and you don't know where they are. All they have to do is kick in the door at the right time and suddenly you're in a whole lot of trouble.
And like you guys have seen, playing on hardened like this, I can be just dead as hell in under a second.
Did Doty just
Ooh.
blow himself up or what?
Well, yeah, what he was trying to do was throw the grenade back. NPCs can do that.
Yanks! There's a spot of luck. Come to collect me, have you? Lead on, lads. No time for handshakes and hellos.
He may not have a giant moustache, but Major Ingram has balls the size of watermelon.
Yes, he does. I like Major Ingram a fair amount. Oh, there you go. Caputo there just threw back a potato masher.
Blew up half the squad.
Not well enough, but he gave it a shot.
Oh dear. I guess this is why most of the time Miller should be carrying all the grenades.
Tight cover!
Yeah, Ingram gives no fucks. He's just basically running straight up the guys and opening a full round into their face.
I don't even know what hit me that time.
I think it was a fellow just sort of behind the crates, and I think he ran into further back cover, I think, maybe.
Oh, there he is. Yeah, he's carrying a car, so that was probably that jackass who hit me. You will notice that we're down to 2 Americans now. I'm pretty sure that makes 4 dead.
Meanwhile, our captain is just sitting in his car, just sort of, listening to the radio, tapping his hands on the steering wheel, humming to himself.
Pretty much. That's the game being very nice to me right there. When that truck exploded, I should have had my head blown off.
Yeah, I was thinking that. I was like, did the explosions not kill you in this game?
I remember looking at it in shock, and I was just like, what?
Ah, well, sometimes you just, you don't look a gift truck in the face.
Yeah, I was just like, okay, I'll take that one. So this is the first time we've seen me really use a German weapon. Effectively, the trade-off that you get is you start off with very little ammo, unlike when you pick up a weapon from a dead ally, you get like 300 bullets. You get relatively few bullets per pickup with a German weapon, but obviously there's a lot of German weapons to scavenge.
It's a very clever way of doing it, I think.
Oops!
Yeah, he only went from orange to red.
He's okay.
He's still covered.
And then he saved my ass.
There you go, Caputo. He'll be there for a commendation. He might be a rank up next time we get there.
Good show, Captain. To you and your boys. Well done. Well done.
And there's the breath.
And that is the American campaign. The next time we see you, we'll be out on the British campaign with our special guest, who is an ex-British paratrooper who knows all about a lot of the missions we're going to be going on. I'm really looking forward to having someone that qualified on with us.
And I can't wait to, absolutely exasperate him with really stupid questions.
I'm pretty sure the game will do that. I gave him an advanced look at what we're going to be doing, and he's just like, wow, in the first 5 minutes, I'm seeing 10 things wrong.
Well, I'm going to make sure I get the finest of grooming tips for any mustache I may wish to grow if I wish to become a...
Yeah, an immortal British officer. So, next time, British campaign, more shooting people, and great facial hair grooming tips along with us. I've been Cool Guy.
I've been the last Robo Guy.
Take good care of yourselves, folks.